Imagine if you had 8 different advisors giving you different opinions and ideas and approaches to solving your problems. Do you think that would help decision making and problem solving? Yeah. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. I love this question. Like, does personality type help with decision making and problem solving? I thought it's so good, and it's so pinpointing exactly what this whole framework is and what it's doing, in my opinion. It's taking these different approaches to reality and building rapport with them, understanding them, getting to be a little bit more comfortable with those different approaches, and then using that to better yourself and better your life and better the world. If you're new to this channel, it might be kind of a jump from how you normally understand Myers-Briggs or cognitive functions, personality type, but it might not. It might be something that you thought about before. Either way, this is my constant approach to understanding myself and other people. It's thinking of it as there are these 8 different characters, main ones. Of course, there are different blends and so many different archetypes, countless number of archetypes. But within Myers-Briggs, we have these 8 cognitive functions. Okay, and they're all trying to help you do different things or do things in different ways. They're looking at different aspects of reality. To learn about the world, to gather information, and to make decisions based on that information. So the learners, the gatherers, when you're stuck and you just don't know what to do, it's not always best to just take an action. You have Introverted Sensing, SI, the methodical guardian, one that's checking in with your past experiences and the trusted authority and seeing, well, what can we expect to happen based on what happened in the past? That solves tons of problems. And then opposite to Introverted Sensing, that methodical guardian, you have the innovative explorer, Extraverted Intuition, NE. It's the one that's saying, shake that up. Who cares what happened in the past? Or take a little bit and let's expand it. Let's shake it up. Let's play with the possibilities and see what emerges, what comes from that. Let's brainstorm a bit about it. What ideas do you got? What do you have? What do you have? You can do that within yourself too. And seeing all these novel connections and innovating within that. And then you have Extroverted Sensing, this other voice that's like the responsive adventurer. He's the one he's got that tennis hop, he's bouncing back and forth, looking for new experiences, new stimulation. How can I immerse myself in life a bit more? There's a window over there that's so much more entertaining than over here. Like, let's go experience life. Let's spice things up a little bit. Let's really live in the moment. And what steps could we do to take a little bit of a risk that we can still handle just to make things more enjoyable, to get into it more, to learn more about our body and reality, the tangible reality. Then you have Introverted Intuition, the mirror opposite of that, this kind of clairvoyant, mystic type character. That's getting these brilliant insights that they can't always explain, but boom, you just have this idea like, oh my gosh, that's the meaning behind everything that we're experiencing. We just needed to rotate it and look at it in this different angle. We needed to shift our perspective by seeing things, by questioning things in new ways, by finding that one question that's going to answer everything. You get tons of new learnings, new approaches to making your decisions. And if you're stuck, if you're feeling like you don't know what to do, take in these voices. Like, imagine what it would be like if you listen to that clairvoyant, mystic voice a little bit more. Like, what is the one question that would answer everything right now? Take some time. Let your mind mull over it and sift through it and find that gold, that insight. But it's not just about taking in information, is it? It's about making decisions as well based on that information. And so within that, the current names that I'm going with here, you have the strategic commander. Extroverted thinking, TE, the one that's checking the measurements and making sure that you're progressing towards your goals, to achieving the things that you need to achieve. You want to lose weight. Well, have you stepped on a scale every day? Are you checking in with your calorie count? Are you doing the things that you need to do to get there? If you're not, you might not be listening to that strategic commander voice. Like, you want a new job or something like that? Are you building the resources that you need? What is the ROI on your tasks and the things that you're doing? Like, is that really getting you to the life that you want? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. If it's not, you kind of need to logically and systematically cut some of those things out. You only have a limited amount of time and money and energy and things like that. The strategic commander is the one that's pointing that out to you. You could also have introverted feeling, right? The FI, the reflective conscience, the one that's always checking in with your identity and looking for inspiration within, and trying to really understand, like, how do you evaluate, how do you value different actions and different things, different thoughts, ethics and morals and things like that. Is it a good thing to do this? Does that make you a good person or a bad person? Really getting in touch with that to see what is, I guess, on purpose for you. What is the thing that you need to do to make sure that all of your parts within you are aligned and going in the right direction? You also have introverted thinking, TI, the analytical, adept, scientist, the brain, the one that's going through and checking with different frameworks, different models of understanding reality, and trying to use those to leverage better choices. Like the Pareto principle. Okay, I love that framework. But it's saying, like, what's the key 20% that I need to do to get the 80% of the results? Like, everything can be funneled down into just a couple key things that are going to give you the biggest impact, the biggest leverage over what you're doing. And that happens with information, with actions, with sports, like knowing how to rotate your arms a little bit differently gives you such more skill and precision and things like that. Slicing away, refining the information so that you have a real, true understanding of how things work. And you can make sense of it in this real technical, clear sense of things by zooming in on it. And then making sure the whole system is working as you add new parts. And then you have extroverted feeling, FE, the unifying healer, the one that's out there trying to make sure that everybody's needs are met and supporting other people and proactively, using emotions and using the social situation to make sure that people are working better together, bridging the gaps between people so that everybody is on the same page, going in the same direction. Just like that reflective conscience was doing it inside yourself, extroverted feeling, unifying healer, is doing that outside with people and what they value and what they're doing and the social norms and what's to be expected in these different, social situations. And once you get everybody going in the same direction, it can be a beautiful thing. But if you didn't take the steps to maintain those relationships or to understand something at a clear level, defining it and categorizing it and making real sense of it, or if you didn't check in with who you are, or if you didn't look at the resources that you had and take the steps that you need to do to reach your goal, despite how you feel about it. There are all these different parts, but if you didn't listen to any one of those voices, your decision's going to be slanted. And that's okay sometimes, but when you're stuck, when you need to problem solve, and when you need better decision-making skills, listening to those, checking in with those, journaling about them, having some active imagination type conversation about it is an amazing thing. Or you could actually go out and find somebody who is an ISTP, and they're going to give you some clear understandings of how things work in the physical world. And that is something that INFPs, I don't know, I don't have that. But if I'm stuck on something, that's what's going to get me thinking about it in a different way. You know, if you're stuck, that means you're generally doing the same approaches and it's not working. You're constantly throwing fireballs at the dragon and it's just not doing anything. Stop doing that. Do something else. Like, find another way of doing it, or continue to suffer as you're doing the same thing over and over and over. And you know, it's not easy. It is not easy to listen to those other voices. It's not easy to check in and do the thing that you know you must do. But if it were easy, you would have done it already, and you wouldn't struggle with problem solving or anything like that. Things would be perfect. You wouldn't be blaming the outer world for what's going on instead of checking in with yourself. You wouldn't be, depressed and not taking action and getting feedback and building confidence. And then looping that back around and continuing this chain of building confidence and the ability to assert yourself in the world and take control of your emotions and your environment and the situations, the context, what's going on around you. I know it's a lot to take in, but this is how I see reality. This is my model of reality, my viewpoint, taken from cognitive functions and Myers-Briggs. And if you're going through something right now, if you're struggling, we all are, you might want to comment down below and say, this is my type, this is what I'm struggling with. And then other people can hopefully give you advice from different types. Say, this is something that's helped me, or have you thought about this? The collective resources and skills and potential of everybody is going to make your situation a lot easier. If you can find it, if you can listen to it, if you can trust it enough to take the steps and do it. All right, so I hope this video helped. Good luck, have fun. Peace.